Again, this is teaching staff. This is 31 families who are going to be affected by the layoffs, by the failure of the levy. In addition to that, it's thousands of students who are going to miss opportunities because these excellent teachers are not going to be with us anymore. Happy to say that at least two of these teachers, as we expected, have been grabbed up already by other districts. Stacy Albanese, the assistant principal at Lee Eaton, Janine Sekulich, middle school teacher, have already gotten jobs. I'm getting calls every day from area districts for references on these folks, and hopefully they'll all find work, because again, it's 31 families that are affected here and thousands of kids who are going to miss opportunities.
Joe, can you just state publicly about what we think the per student count is going to be now, teacher-student ratio in like K4 and not K, but 1-4 and 5-6?
Throughout the district, I mean, we're looking at pretty high class sizes. The elementary grades, K4, are going to be hovering right around 29, 30 per class. Lee Eaton, we're looking at the low 30s, 32, 33 kids in a class. Middle school, the same thing. And in the high school, we're looking at some classes near 40 at this point at the high school. You know, when you see a couple of these names, I don't think you get the idea of what that means. And what that means is there's a lot of elimination of a lot of programs. And as we've been doing with other things such as busing, is we're cutting to the state minimum. Well, we're always going to have math and science and language arts and social studies. Where do you cut? You cut in all those other extra programs. And those aren't superfluous, as you might hear some folks in the town hall meetings talk about, well, we don't need this, we don't need that, I didn't have it when I was a kid. But the fact is we do need this. These are a lot of classes that our kids need. A, because they need elective credits. B, because it's a different world than it was. We're preparing kids for a different kind of economy. And a lot of these programs allow our kids to get a lot of scholarships. Particularly in the arts, we have students every year who get thousands of dollars in scholarships based on their portfolios and whatnot. So what that means at the high school level is that a lot of these electives that had been there aren't there, and because we don't have study hall monitors anymore, and because kids need electives, a lot of our elective classes will be near 40. And because we also needed to reduce a core academic teacher at each, a math teacher, science teacher, language arts and social studies teacher, those classes will be 30 plus. It's going to be really tight.
And I got to tell you, I don't know how the rest of you feel, but 30 kids in a first grade class, if you've been in a first grade class, is too many kids. There's going to be kids that are really going to suffer because of having 30 kids in a class. And I understand that people have tough times. They can't afford for the increase in property taxes. But the detriment that we're having on the community as a whole and the kids is it's sad. It really is sad for the opportunities that these kids are losing.
That's a great point. I mean, I try to get in every building every week, right? And I walk in classrooms all the time. And you walk in any elementary classroom, and it feels tight already, right? Because there are computers there, and there's all kinds of work up, and kids are sitting at centers doing work. All this pedagogy that didn't exist 20 years ago when teachers lectured to the kids and did that. Well, the science of education has changed. Teachers have taken on new methods in their classes, and you walk in there and you feel how tight it is already, and then you count the kids and it's 22. And you think, where are the other 8 going to go? Where are we going to get 8 more chairs? And how are they going to, you know, right now they're sharing 4 or 5 computers. Well, another 8 people to share those computers. It really is. It's heartbreaking, and it's going to be shameful.
I'm sure our existing teachers will do their best to make the best of the situation.
Absolutely.
And I guess I would just like to say to the 31 names on this list, thanks for your service to the district over the years. And I recognize a lot of these names. I unfortunately don't know every one, but there's some very, very good teachers here that we're unfortunately going to be losing.
A lot of, I'm sorry to interrupt again. There's also head coaches on there. There's assistant coaches. There are advisors of clubs on there. What you don't see on there are the names of our reading specialists and our gifted instructors. Because they had more seniority, they'll be bumping into other classes. But this also represents the elimination of a gifted program, which really is unheard of, right? For a district of our quality not to have a gifted program is just, it's unheard of.
Are there any other questions or comments? Hearing none, Kevin, please call the roll.
Mrs. Klingenberg.
Yes.
Mr. Harris.
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher.
Regretfully, yes.
Mrs. Seton.
Yes.
Mr. Masteller.
Yes. Motion passes 5-0.